What's crackin', Spider lovers, and welcome to another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show, where we talk about Spider-Man the Animated Series, episode by episode. This episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series we're talking about is episode 4 of season 3, entitled Enter the Green Goblin. I'm Henry, and this is Jack over here.
Hello. And this is also number 50.
The big 50.
Yeah, this is our 50th episode.
And also our 31st episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series, which would have been really great if we'd done it like before Halloween, but now it's just like a kind of spooky pre-November episode.
I mean, it's a spooky number. 50 is also spooky.
I mean, like, 50-year-old people are often, like, horrible.
Yeah, and scary.
Yeah.
The spectre of becoming 50 is scary.
It's terrifying.
And so are goblins.
But, yeah, this time we're talking about goblins, which are, like, a very Halloween-y thing, but...
Well, I guess we're only talking about one goblin.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about one goblin and, like, kind of, like, mistaking him for another. It's a bit of, like, all goblins look the same kind of thing going on. But, yeah, we're talking about the Green Goblin, who is the goblin who is green.
The OG gob.
So, yeah, we're talking about Green Goblin. In this episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series...
It's called Enter the Green Goblin?
Enter the Green Goblin.
Right.
We're going right inside him. Yeah. His psyche.
Yeah.
Get him out of the guy, Jack. Anyway.
50 episodes of this shit.
Yeah, look how much joy you're having.
Mm-hmm.
And tune in next week where Jack officially kills himself after, like, having hung out with me 50 times on this podcast.
Let's not joke about that in case that actually happens. You want to bomb people out.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no.
Yeah, this
is when the idea entered his brain.
Yeah. This is me being, like, criminally liable for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, first with Suicide aside, let's swing right in, guys. So, we open on a chemical lab, where Norman Osborn and a scientist named Wardell Strom...
Wendell?
Wardell, according
Wardell?
to... Yeah.
Interesting. Sorry, the character in the comics called Mendel.
Is it Wendell?
Mendel.
Mendel, like Howie Mandel.
Like Mendel Strom, that's his name.
But it's called Wardell Strom because that makes more sense.
I guess that's more of a real name. I don't...
Neither of these are real names. Wardell or Mendel. They're just like nonsense. It's like whoever...
This episode is going to be like 10 hours long.
Yeah, it's going to be a long goddamn time. Anyway, they're fucking around making a chemical weapon. And Strom kind of like is complaining because they've been at it for 18 hours straight and he's like, can I sleep now? And Norman Osborn is like, no, you sleep when you're dead, you motherfucker.
And he's all pissed off because like, I guess like the Kingpin owns all his shit now.
And he also has like immediately goes into a flashback. And I'm 90% sure this is just sleep deprivation.
Yeah. It's like when you're like trying to go to sleep and then you just remember all the tiniest embarrassing annoying things from like school or something, you know. Except
it's now him like almost getting fired from his like job as a CEO of Oscorp. The Hardy Foundation is where he is at. He's on the board of directors there. Mm-hmm. Anastasia Hardy, who is Felicia's mother, she shows him a newspaper from the Daily Bugle saying like, oh yeah, you've been secretly making chemical weapons, fucking up the water supply in the process. It's not a good look.
And then Jameson's there.
Oh yeah, so Norman blames JJ for the leak, but JJ like pulls out his trump card in deflecting blame by pretending he's an actual journalist.
Yeah, although I mean that's an actual like journalist piece, you know, to like talk about like corporate malfeasance.
Yeah, but that's not why he did it.
Yeah, but it's just it's just funny the idea of him doing that and then being on the board of directors. Like, what? Who are you looking at? What the fuck did I do?
I'm a journalist. What did you expect was going to happen? I mean, it's their fault having him on the board of directors, really. Mm. The flashback kind of ends with Norman being informed, oh yeah, we're going to kick you off the board next meeting. Yeah,
this is very similar to like the first Spider-Man Raimi movie.
Yeah. Only thing he doesn't say is, do you know what I sacrificed?
Yeah.
That's not the fucking tone. I got the impression wrong. Damn.
Yeah, sorry guys. It'll come back better later because he has got a good Willem Dafoe Goblin voice.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go for like this show's Goblin maybe because I might need to get into
Really?
I'm gonna
this
try
show's Goblin. I mean, it's not getting into it yet, but that shit needs some helium.
We'll see. He's awakened from his chemical weapon reverie by the Kingpin, who is like calling him up. He's got like a bit of a spring in his step. Probably because he's finally starting to enjoy single life. I should also mention that he's on the board of directors, he's just in the background pretending to not be a piece of shit. But now, like, the mask has fallen and he's like, hey, where are my fucking chemical weapons, you piece of shit? And, like, Norman's like, well, I've been working for 18 straight hours. And he's like, if you don't do this soon, I'm gonna kill your family. Mm-hmm. And he hangs up being like, oh, fuck, why'd I let this guy, like, fuck me up the ass financially like this?
Do you think maybe, like, Kingpin should, like, rethink his, like, strategy, because he keeps just video calling everyone and telling them they're doing a terrible job, and then they fail.
Yeah.
That's every episode of this show.
Yeah. I mean, like, now we've been in quarantine for a while, we can kind of see the etiquette of Zoom calls and how video calling actually works with productivity. And you can kind of see his video calling game is garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it's always easier to talk to someone in person to, like, be friendly and everything. Imagine how passive-aggressive Kingpin's emails would be if this is how he talks in person.
Yeah.
It'd be so blunt and aggravating.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, fuck, not this asshole.
As per my last email.
As per my last email. Kind regards, Wilson Fisk. Or, like, you get, like, a little sack message saying, hey, and then, like, Wilson Fisk is typing.
I don't think he signs off as Wilson Fisk. I think he signs off as Big Will. Because I like to picture him listening to Will Smith while he does it.
Boom, 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 shake the room. Tick, 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 boom.
Wow. Those Will Smith lyrics, huh?
I'm trying to think of some more like Will Smith lyrics I can use.
Well, there aren't any, so let's move on.
Parents just don't understand.
There's a nightmare on my street.
Now this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Hell's Kitchen. Okay, this bit has gone on long enough. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Norman hangs up in a half and he's like, hey Strom, we gotta finish this gas, man. Like, do chemistry faster. But Strom has some science babble about it not being ready for a while and not knowing the effects it has, and that Norman's not turned on the air vents, and the fucking lab explodes again.
Yeah.
How many fucking times has Oscorp exploded?
Well, this is the first time that it's Norman's fault. So that's new.
That's a different kind of, like, building explode.
Yeah, he probably, like, he kamikazes, so he's gone. He's
gone.
Dead.
Yeah.
We'll never see him again.
Like, the insurance premiums for Oscorp must be through the roof.
Yeah.
What do you mean you blew up the building again? He's lucky he's a millionaire.
He's lucky he's dead.
He's on any footed with this bill again. So, nearby, Spider-Man kind of hears this explosion and he's like, what the shit? Is Oscorp on fire again? God damn it. And Harry Osborn's in the car on his way home and he hears on the radio, Oscorp has exploded. In other news, water wet. Oh my god, my dad is probably dead. And he rushes over to save him. Spider-Man gets to the building, it's on fire, and he kind of swings in and saves Strom, and he's like, is anyone else in the building? And Strom takes his sweet time to say, I guess there's Norman Osborn who's in there. But as he gets in there, like, he kind of sees Harry fucking around, and he's like, oh shit, gotta save this dumbass. And then he's like, go back and save my father. And Spider-Man's like, no, he's probably dead.
Yeah.
This is really funny to me. He's just like, yeah, that's too much work. It's really hot in there, man. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, he almost got, like, acid dumped on him.
Yeah.
To be fair. But he kind of, like, sees the firefighters. He's like, they got this.
Your father's probably dead, man.
I don't know, like, I saved 2 people.
Yeah, I did my job.
Yeah.
2 people better than no people.
Yeah.
Get over it, your father's dead. I said the same thing to Alex Smythe. I mean, like, fast forward.
He definitely did go the way of Spencer Smythe.
Yeah. It was a real Smythe demise.
What place was that?
I was kind of... Was that also Oscorp?
It might have been, because I'm like, I feel like if you don't say, then it's Oscorp, right?
Yeah. That's the only place where, like, shit's blowing up all the time.
And did it almost get blown up by Scorpion, or was that just that was a different nuclear plant?
The one where, like, he kidnaps Dr. Stillwell?
No, when he kidnaps Jameson.
Oh, that might also be Oscorp.
Yeah.
The point is, Oscorp, it might as well not be a building, because it's just going to get, like, turned to rubble every other, like, quarter. You know? Fast forward, and Norman hasn't been found, partly because of all the debt, and partly because he's presumed dead. Harry's named as his successor on the board of directors, but he's a bit like, the fuck, guys? We're not even sure my dad's dead yet, and you're already replacing him.
Yeah.
He blames the board for it, like, saying, like, oh yeah, like, if he didn't, like, tell him to work for, like, 46 hours in a row, he probably wouldn't have blown up the lab. Mm-hmm. The body's not been found yet, so I'm not even sure if he's dead. And Fisk, who is, like, on the top, he's kind of like, yeah, I agree with Harry, but underneath he is stroking a crime boner, because he's like, hey, that's why I'm a successor. But as soon as that conversation is over, he's calling Strom and being like, hey, where's my fucking gas, bitch? And then Strom's like, what, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, my partner died 2 weeks ago trying to do this. He's like, That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
I missed the part where I'm supposed to give a fuck. Kingpin, like, threatens him again, but I can't get the feeling was strong that, like, this is the first time someone's threatened him in the workplace. Like, Norman doesn't seem like the most, stable of bosses. So that.
Yeah.
He's like J.K. Simmons in Whiplash was throwing a chair at Strom every time, like...
Yeah, but he doesn't really... It's not like a confident, I'm gonna fuck you up like Kingpin, it's more like manic.
Just losing his shit constantly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kingpin threatens Strom with some bullshit, and a little while later, one of the board members from the meetings gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Just gets carried through the air. Huh. Okay, next day, we're with Peter and MJ. MJ is kind of like, hey, can you go check on Harry because he's been ignoring my calls. And because it's MJ, I'm either like, you poor girl, or how many minutes has it been, MJ? 5? 6? Give him a day or two. And I kind of am a bit like torn on that because I don't know how long ignoring counts as for MJ.
I don't think this is as much of like... I think it's just like, look out for your friend. Maybe you should talk to him since his father died. You know?
To be fair, Peter's like, oh yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because you know he's just like, had no idea. Even though he was there as he saw Harry's father presumably die. Harry doesn't need to know that he was Spider-Man, but he was there so you knew it happened.
Yeah.
It's not like he was like, oh yeah, he's like protecting his identity by like, I didn't know your father died.
I think he's just kind of quietly glad that Norman died, because Norman's kind of been up in his shit for a while now.
Yeah, and fucking his life up.
Yeah.
So he goes and knocks on Harry's door. But before he answers, like, Peter kind of like grumbles about playing matchmaker for his ex, which is the classic Parker luck until you realise that he's like agreeing to do this.
Yeah.
You can just say, no, I'm not helping my ex-girlfriend like communicate with her boyfriend.
Again, he's his friend to check up on. They like lived together recently.
Yeah.
They're like close mates.
And Peter's like, oh, fine.
Regardless of MJ, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be thinking about like how much this is embarrassing for him as much as he should be like, I should look after my friend who's clearly in pain.
Peter Parker is an asshole. That's the bottom line here. But yeah, Harry answers the door and he's like, fuck off, Peter. I don't want to talk to anybody. And Peter's like, okay, fine. Swinging through NYC later, Spider-Man kind of sympathizes with Harry, saying, it must be hard to lose both your parents. At least I got Aunt May, which he presents as a positive, but it's not a positive.
Yeah.
We're both orphans, but at least I have this abusive aunt to help me get through my shit.
Yeah, I've got some Aunt May shit talking to do in our comic origin section later. So
Excelente.
Yeah.
She's like a fainting goat of a human being. Meanwhile, JJ's being kidnapped. And as the kid flies by our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, he kind of thinks, oh shit, it's Hobgoblin. You know?
This is the second time he's done this.
Second time he's done this. Like, it must be the Hobgoblin, guys.
Hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin? Must be like scarred by him.
Alright, Hobgoblin. You're not the Hobgoblin. How observant you are!
But no, he gets a closer look, and he realizes this isn't the Hobgoblin, it's a lean green goblin machine. Spider-Man like tries to apprehend him, at which point the goblin kind of like grabs his wrists and realizes,
No, I'm the
Green
Green Goblin.
and you are on my fucking glider.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I'm not the Hobgoblin, Meta. I'm the Green Goblin. Not that you live long enough for it to matter.
And then Spider-Man realizes, oh shit, this guy's got super strength because he's fucking hurting me right now.
Yeah.
And he tries to like web him up and he realizes that the goblin has destroyed his web shooters.
Yeah.
So I should explain, Green Goblin's glider at this point is made up of two separate gliders.
Yeah, which is like the one that Hobgoblin got back in season 1.
Yeah, like the ultimate glider.
Yeah.
So at this point, Spider-Man is like sat on the secondary glider.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Green Goblin kind of like lets him go. And you kind of assume Spider-Man's gonna fall to his death in this glider.
Yeah, and he just like, it starts like gliding it through the skyscrapers, and he's just sat on it. And then you're like, okay, what's he gonna do? He's either gonna jump off or like do some web technique to like turn it. Just like flies into a building.
He does like a little like drone for 9/11 for no reason. He's just like, I finally got this thing under control. Silence, and just flies directly into a skyscraper. And he has time to like do anything. And yeah, like, Spider-Man is miraculously unharmed, you know, and the glider kind of, like, flies back to the Goblin and escapes with J. Jonah Jameson. Cuts to the next day where Spider-Man's fixed his web shooters, and he's got, like, an inkling to go to Oscorp because if any, like, science bullshit's gonna go down, it's probably Oscorp, and if you've got any Goblin shit, it's definitely Oscorp. Goes to Oscorp, and he kind of sees Harry, like, angrily going through some papers. So as Harry kind of, like, storms off in a huff, Spider-Man kind of swings into the room and realizes, oh shit, these are Goblin blueprints. And that might almost be verbatim.
Hey,
These are blueprints for Goblin weapons and Goblin muscle-enhancing armor.
Like, that's just an insane line to say, but yeah. Harry's kind of like been checking out these prototypes, and Spider-Man goes, "Is Harry Osborn the Green Goblin?"
There goes Harry walking, very goblin-y.
Yeah. Later that night, the Green Goblin heads to, my notes say, the World Trade Center. Just lots of like little 9/11 hits, isn't there?
Yeah.
To kidnap another board member. And in the aftermath of this like kidnapping, Spider-Man kind of checks out the scene. He meets Terry Lee,
Oh, yeah.
and she presumably off camera asks like, "How's Blade doing?"
Yeah.
No, he's in return my calls. And Spider-Man's like, I don't think he owns a phone. But
Yeah. You don't think he knows what a phone is.
yeah, he screams all of his messages to people. But yeah, they get back on track, and Spider-Man kind of like asks her what all these like victims have in common. And Terry knows what they have in common. Spider-Man knows what they have in common. We know what they have in common. But they spend like a whole like fucking Blue's Clues episode going like, I don't know what's going on here. They're all members of the Hardy Foundation.
They're all part of
the board of directors.
Yeah, it's the board of directors for Oscorp, though.
I thought it was the Hardy Foundation because that's why Anastasia's Hardy's there.
Well, I think that's why they're talking about, like, Osborn shit, is because it's board of directors for Oscorp.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. I think she's just one of the board members.
Yeah. Anyway, they're all board members, and Terry's like, yeah, I know. And Spider-Man's like, I know. But you gotta get there fast because the Goblin moves fast. And if he moves fast, then why are you fucking around with, like, Terry Lee then,
Yeah.
dude?
I mean, he's just checking in.
He's just checking
He hasn't
in.
seen her in a while.
Giving her a little brain teaser, I guess.
He has no friends.
He has nobody in his life that will pay attention to him. What's funny here, though, is that Spider-Man is just too late saying Anastasia Hardy. And if he just said to Terry Lee, like, hey, get to this point, because I know he's going to be there, maybe this episode ends differently. But he spends a while just Blue's Cluing the fuck out of her.
Well, he takes, like, Goblin takes, like, Felicia and Anastasia Hardy, right? And then Spider-Man jumps on his back, and there's, like, 4 people on this fucking
Yeah.
glider. And that's when he does the
Who
whole...
are you we chose to be? I chose. No one knows words, but effectively,
Yeah.
like, you can't say both these people. Like,
He throws them both.
Throws them both. Spider-Man swings for Felicia, and you presume that Anastasia is dead, because he's like, I don't...
It's weird, because he takes a very long time to be like, oh, I knew that he was trying to take her hostage, so I knew he wouldn't actually drop her. But, like, for that whole time, you're thinking, like, he did not even think about
He's
saving Anastasia.
bullshitting. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
shit, yeah. I knew he wouldn't drop her to her death. He needs her.
I mean, to be fair, if Anastasia Hardy was on the picture, a lot of this shit wouldn't be happening.
Yeah. And Peter Parker could go fuck, finally.
Yeah.
If her mother's dead. I don't know. But on the other hand, Felicia's been through enough in the last, like, year, so...
Yeah, she doesn't need to date Peter Parker as well.
No. that's not going to make her
nail in
life
the
better.
coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
drive
should
her
be
close to
some
the
kind of
edge.
responsibility of, like, I'm bringing some bullshit into someone's life by being Spider-Man and dating them.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't go for the person who's already dated a vampire.
Yeah. He's only an emotional vampire rather than an actual vampire, so... It can only be better. So, Spider-Man kind of says, I knew he wouldn't let Anastasia go. Lying. And Spider-Man's like to Felicia, I'll go get your mother, don't worry about it, baby. We cut to Wilson Fisk, who's in a helicopter. And he's like flying around on this helicopter doing this thing. And he realizes that there's a flying figure like in the sky. And he's going, it's the Hobgoblin. And he kind of flies closer. And he realizes, oh no, it's not the Hobgoblin, but a different kind of goblin. Orders his pilot to kill this unknown goblin straight away. Which is the move. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you see a goblin in the sky, you shoot that motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not they're fucking with you, just as a precaution.
Yeah.
The Green Goblin, like, smokes the pilot, just throws a bomb at him, and there's smoke everywhere, which kind of, like, obscures his vision and leaves the door open. And this is when the Green Goblin kidnaps Wilson Fisk. We're kind of watching it and thinking what Green Goblin is thinking. But as he's, like, capturing him, he kind of tells him, yeah, I fat-proofed all my equipment, you fat fuck.
Yeah, this is like titanium.
Yeah. I had to get the strongest metals known to man and make sure I didn't fucking drop you to your death.
And he starts swinging him around like
Yeah.
they swung Rhino in, like,
It's like,
season 2.
It's like a big, like, wrecking meatball.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, I kind of think he needs super strength because even if his equipment holds, you can't hold up Wilson Fisk with that much, like, thrust in the air, you know? You were, like, constantly just, like, slowly falling to your death. And Spider-Man, realizing, like, after the fact that Wilson Fisk has been fat-napped, realizes that, oh shit, I haven't got any more leads. So he does what any superhero does and just heads home. As he heads home with Peter Parker, he kind of runs to Mary Jane, who was just waiting for him.
Yeah.
She tells Peter that she thinks Harry's involved in the kidnappings, as a way of avenging his father's death.
Yeah.
At some point, his father went, "Avenge me!" So yeah, she tells Peter about like MJ talks about Peter, Harry, sorry, and tells Peter about his dark side. And Peter's like tells her like she's crazy, but everybody's like
it's mental,
she's
right? Because he's literally thinking the whole time like this is directly in line with the things I figured out and my suspicions, and then it just cuts to him being like, "You're a crazy bitch."
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, and it's just
So
like
smack you up the side of the head for some crazy woman thoughts.
Also, this whole conversation cracked me up, and it's more a visual thing, but
It's like Peter Parker poker.
there's so many bits where like it's cutting to Peter and he's not moving deep in thought, and he has these really long monologues of wondering whether to say things to MJ and like, oh no, I need to protect her. But I just kept, as I was watching it, I was just like watching it in the scene, and just like every time MJ says anything to him, it just cuts to Peter Parker not moving or saying anything for about 30 seconds at a time. It's just really weird.
Should I tell her that like I think he's the Green Goblin? He kind of notes if Harry's out of the picture, maybe we can like, get together again. He kind of says to her like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure Harry's fine," and it comes across like he's being like a good friend. But I think in this game of Peter Parker poker, he's waiting for that 5th club before he bets on the flush. If you know what I mean, he's playing the long game, and he's like going, "Hey, yeah, don't worry about him." He doesn't knock on Harry, and MJ kind of like hugs him and says like, "Oh, I'm sorry we didn't work out, but you're a really good friend, you know that."
Yeah.
And Peter's like, "Yeah, I know." And as he's saying, like, reassuring things, he slips a tracker into her pocket. Turns out for Spider-Man reasons, rather than, like, anything else. So yeah, MJ, unbeknownst to her, is being tracked as she sneaks into Oscorp, which she can just apparently do.
Well, it's just like rubble now, right?
I mean, like, in the...
I guess it's an active, like, not active.
It's
but
an
like
active crime scene!
Well, it's an active crime scene, and it's also, like, a formerly active chemical fire.
And she just walks in.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna sneak in."
And it just becomes, like, one of those, like, stealth missions from the PS4 game.
Yeah,
Where
except
she's
somehow
like,
more dangerous.
yeah, and she's just, like, falling into boxes.
Yeah. So she's trying to get discovered by, like, the mutants that live there now. And yeah, she sneaks into Oscorp, I guess, and she sees Harry there, like, walking around suspiciously. What some would say goblin-like.
Very goblin-y.
Extremely goblin-y. But before she can catch up with him, she falls through some boards in the floor, and she ends up in a series of underground tunnels. And there, the Green Goblin's waiting for her for some reason. And he's like, "Spying on me, are you, my dear?"
Is this the bit where he, like, comes out of smoke? Like, he's, like, this gas
Yeah.
that comes forward out of it. I just want to note that was a really cool shot.
Yeah.
There's actually, like, I mean, the animation in general, I think, has been better this season so
It's
far.
definitely picked up the game, yeah.
But yeah, like, there's a few flourishes here and there like that I thought were really cool.
It is really fun. What comes next is also super fun as well. So MJ's been kidnapped by the Green Goblin. He's flying through the air with her. And Spider-Man's like, "Oh, thank God I have those trackers, you know?" And at this point, Green Goblin, like, hits a button, and a fucking submarine comes out from, like, the water.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man does, like, an Indiana Jones / James Bond in The World Is Not Enough, and just, like, hangs onto it as it goes underwater. At which point, the Green Goblin goes to fucking Atlantis.
Yeah. There was, like, it is that definite thing of, like, he gets into the submarine, and I'm like, this doesn't ring, like, this seems a bit weird to me, but, like, sure, let's just roll with it. And then it's just, what? And just, like, the what's getting progressively, like, louder as I'm watching this. Just this huge, complex master, like, planner base underwater.
No wonder he doesn't give a shit that his building explodes all the time. He's got a fucking underwater base.
Yeah, I mean, he says that, like, it was, like, made for, like, weapons testing at a later point, but, like, holy shit, this is elaborate.
It's like a whole fucking complex.
Yeah.
Like, I bet whenever he got in a doghouse with his wife, he'd be like, "I'm just gonna go to hang out with my friends," and you're just here.
Also, why is it so fucking big? No one works there.
It's like abandoned.
Yeah.
No one knows it exists except him.
You don't need all these giant tunnels.
Also, who built this? Why would they, like...
I feel like if we were to check Norman Osborn's tax returns, it would look very similar to Donald Trump's.
I mean, in the fact that he doesn't pay taxes.
And the fact that he's just, like, shitting out money because he doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah. He's just constantly in, like, property development debt.
Yeah.
He owes, like, 400 million to the IRS.
He's paying out all these construction workers for the rest of their lives so they don't reveal the fact that they built this giant fucking base for him.
And yeah, so he can't run for president. I mean, if he did, it'd be like slightly less villainous than Donald Trump, but he doesn't run for president. Anyway, Atlantis. There, when we go to the underwater division of Oscorp, Green Goblin has all the board members shackled to the wall, and he kind of like lands and like shackles Mary Jane to the last set of shackles on the wall, so he can't kidnap any more people.
Yeah, well, he's completed the set.
Yeah. And then as he's flying by Wilson Fisk, he kind of reiterates, "You're too fat for the rest of the shackles, so I made you special ones."
Yeah, it's really weird, but
It's
then
really
again,
funny.
knowing who Green Goblin actually is, like, you understand why there's a level of shit talking.
And at that point, he kind of has like a kangaroo court of like the board members, complete with a Lady Justice statue replaced with the Green Goblin's head,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
great.
like-
it's a level of nutty that I'm into.
I mean, is it nuttier if he paid someone to do that for him, or if he did that himself?
I think he stole it from, like, the actual court and then, like, replaced it with one of his spare masks on top.
Yeah.
Which is also insane.
It's also insane. Anyway, this thing is just like hanging around in this underwater like base he has. And also, he did this in 2 weeks.
What, build the base?
No, build the fucking like Lady Justice statue thing.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean,
Was that what he was doing while his son thought he was dead?
I guess so, yeah.
He's
I guess he already had all the equipment and
Yeah.
everything, and it was just like... Anyway, we're spoiling it, because we don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah, it could be Harry Osborn.
He's accusing people of, like, oh, you fucked up Norman's life and all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, making it look like it's Harry.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about it in the third person or whatever.
Yeah.
But when he talks to Anastasia and he's like, yeah, you're, like, basically responsible for Dr. Octopus.
The biggest asshole in New York.
Yeah, and you pushed and fucked over Norman Osborn to the point that he blew up. And you're like, yeah, that's actually true.
It's all trash.
And she's she's not been apologetic at any point or done anything. And it's like, she is a villain. She's not like, air quotes villain.
She's not like, trying to like control New York, but she's just
not
an asshole.
And she's not been put in the same boat as like Norman or anything, who's worked with these villains. But she's basically the same.
She's one accident away from becoming a supervillain.
Yeah, she's culpable with this shit.
She's like an accomplice to all the supervillainry. And then I forgot what she says to JJ, but he's like, "You're not a journalist. You're fucking Piers Morgan with Hitler moustache."
Yeah.
And he goes through them all and be like, fuck you, fuck all round of you, Fisk.
Yeah.
Fucking round
And
bastard.
also, MJ, you're here.
So fuck you, because you were just like an adventurous little girl and I was angry. So you're here now, and you're gonna die because of it.
Clown. The only one of you buffoons who doesn't make me laugh. And as for you, I don't know you, but I'm sure you're a jerk. Hey, I've only been here a few minutes. What's going on?
As the Green Goblin kind of sentences them all to death, Spider-Man shows up to kick his ass. And he's doing that, and then a rogue like pumpkin bomb like blows up, and the entire like Atlantis complex fills with water.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh shit, let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, this is why underwater bases are a bad idea.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna be throwing explosives around.
Yeah, especially if one explosive like compromises the whole
Whole
thing.
thing.
Well, actually, like the bomb like hits a thing at the top, which almost looks like, if I remember right, like a dome glass ceiling.
Which again, why?
I mean, it looks cool, I guess.
If you want like an evil underground base, you don't want to get like the finest architects and be like, make it look like modern and also good architecture, but also able to withstand several thousand feet of pressure.
Yeah, so everyone dies.
Everyone is gonna die. So he kind of leads them all to the submarine, and then he's like, "Don't worry, MJ, I'm gonna go kick the King Hobgoblin's ass." And he kind of comes back, and the Green Goblin's always got his ass kicked by his own statue.
Oh yeah, it like falls on him. And that is actually like, I don't know, there's something like actually dramatic about the scene I really liked where...
Like his face and like the Lady Justice face with the Green Goblin mask.
Yeah, the Goblin mask is like pinning him down in front of him, and he's also like the water is like rising, so he's got like water coming up to his face.
It's really cool. And then like Spider-Man's like, "Hey, okay, Harry, let's go." And as he's saying like, "Okay, Harry Osborn, who you definitely are," he's taking off the Green Goblin's mask.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh shit, it's Norman Osborn."
Yeah, it's another red-headed fuck.
Yeah. And then the Green Goblin, who's got this weird, like, he sounds normal usually, but he's got this kind of, like, goblin rant going on.
Yeah, it's funny how, like, the voice is linked to the powers and the identity.
It's a similar thing in the movie, actually, now I think about it.
Is it?
I mean, like, it's Willem Dafoe, so it's hard to tell, but it's definitely, like, a different, like...
I think it's just Willem Dafoe or Willem Dafoe shouting.
It's not,
I don't think
he's more growly. Like, he's like, usually he's like, I'm Willem Dafoe, and I'm a bad guy, but I'm also, like, kind of compromised. And then he goes like this when he's the Goblin.
I think he's just being, like, evil. I don't think it's like this dude's got Goblin in his veins.
There's a whole thing of like him talking to the mask and stuff, and the mask sounds different to the Norman Osborn that's like normal.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like an actual like. This is like such a huge pitch change.
Oh yeah, no. This is just like
This isn't like Gollum talking to his own reflection in the Two Towers. It's like talking and then taking a hit of like a helium balloon.
He's taking some gas, and it could be helium, because this gas does a whole lot of bullshit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we dive into some exposition as Squeaky Norman Osborn says to nobody that like...
It's also worth mentioning that it's extra funny when he's doing the high-pitched voice without the mask on.
He's all like, no, I can see my face. And he's explaining that, yeah, like, despite the explosion, but the gas went fucking everywhere. And not only did it give me powers and turn me into this fucking Mickey Mouse voiced villain, but also the Hobgoblin costume, which is just hanging around, was turned green.
And purple.
And purple. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Why
I mean,
not?
we don't know the properties of this gas.
Yeah. And whatever, like, that's the whole thing.
I will say that it's not as good of a reason as why he's green in the comics, but we'll get into that later.
Norman Osborn!
No! That weakling was destroyed in the explosion! The same explosion that gave birth to me!
It also gave him this split personality where you have normal Norman Osborn, who's like...
What did you just say?
So we've got the normal Norman Osborn. The normal Norman Osborn.
Oh, right. Sorry. It just sounded like nom 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 to me. It was like, it's like the fucking Cookie Monster just like took over this podcast.
Cookie. He's watching over us all at all times. Anyway, yeah, so there's regular old Norman Osborn, who's just like a bit of a dick. And there's like violent, murderous Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm. And then he's also kind of like, now he's pinned down as well. He's literally confronting these two personalities.
Yeah. It's a very, very bad therapy session. As he's doing this, he's getting like a flashback to like what Strom said about how the gas works and whether the effects will last very long. And he's like, oh shit, I can't lift this fucking statue.
Yeah.
This giant statue I made for some ridiculous reason is now pinning me and slowly killing me. And Spider-Man's like, oh fuck. And he saves Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin, kind of carries him away. And what I forgot to mention was as they're like swimming away in their submarine, Wilson Fisk kind of takes his gun and blows up the entrance.
Yeah.
He's being full out villain, but J. Jonah Jameson's like, why did you do that? And he's like, because they're both menaces and I had to get rid of them. Don't worry about it. You just drive the submarine.
It's definitely the most like publicly villainous thing that Wilson Fisk has done, and he's not even like hiding it. He's
doing like a little like maniacal like grin, like I mean, I'm helping the city.
Maybe he's just playing to the crowd. He's like, JJ will get it.
You hate Spider-Man. And JJ, to his credit, kind of just goes, okay, cool. Just carries on flying the submarine without any much of a thought. We come back to this entrance where Spider-Man's kind of like carried over Norman Osborn. He's taken off his Goblin costume, so he's just in his underwear. And he's like, oh shit, the entrance is blocked. And as the water's like coming in from the side, a la L.A. Noire, so I'll spoil it because you don't know what the context is.
Two of you out there know, and I'm not one of them.
You've not played L.A. Noire, you don't know what I'm talking about. Above them, a hatch opens and Harry Osborn's there like, hey, it's Spider-Man, and you're carrying my dad in his underwear. He has no questions, which, credit to him. He kind of like reveals to Spider-Man that, hey, the reason I was in my like father's exploded lab was that I knew about these tunnels, and if my father was alive, this is where he'd be. And Spider-Man kind of explains to him that, oh yeah, I was here because I was following the Green Goblin. And Harry's like, did you get him? But fortunately for Spider-Man, Norman Osborn kind of wakes up being like, where am I? Where are all my clothes? And he has no memory of what happened just now. And Spider-Man's like, probably dead, don't worry about it, don't ask. Cut to a press conference a couple of days later where like Norman Osborn's like, hey bitches, I'm alive. What was I for the last 2 weeks? Don't know.
I guess they play it off like he also got kidnapped by the Green Goblin who died, but he got worse time because he was there for like a month and he undressed him. Yeah. And no one wants to ask any more questions because it's probably too traumatic.
It's gonna be like fucking Ving Rhames in Pulp Fiction or something like that.
Oh god. Oh god. That's like horribly like appropriate.
So, press conference, Norman's like, I'm alive, guys, and I'm really taking like a break from all this CEO bullshit. But my like college son will help me now. And it's like a sweet moment, but it's also like Norman Osborn going, fuck you, board of directors. How'd you like these apples?
Yeah.
Because like Harry Osborn will tank that company in like a minute.
And also, like, I know that he's back and people will probably be like, it's a success story in a way. But he's still like almost died in an explosion at one of his facilities during a point when he was already like not in a good place anyway. So I don't really know how this is.
It would be like Donald Trump like left office and was like, I survived coronavirus and now Eric Trump is going to take over the company. And everyone cheers. It's that level of stupid. Except Harry's more like Baron Trump in that analogy.
I mean, Harry is not like the best looking guy, but he's not as grotesquely ugly as Eric Trump.
No. I mean, like, Eric Trump has better hair than him and nothing else.
Yeah, that's true.
He looks like the Green Goblin with the mask on. Rich people. Anyway, so Peter Parker's there just taking pictures as he does when Felicia walks up and hands him a note for Spider-Man. And Peter's like, what the fuck is this shit? And we cut to like Spider-Man like swinging over to Felicia's house being like, hey, I got your message, what's up? And she's just like, I want to thank you for saving my mother's life. And he's like, yeah, definitely meant to do that. She kind of lifts his mask up to like just where his mouth is and kisses him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Spider-Man's kissed Felicia before or like Peter's kissed Felicia before.
I think they have, yeah. But like not like only like once and it never went anywhere.
I kind of feel like it's kind of like a Batman Returns thing where like you kiss someone and you're like, oh shit, I know this mouth.
Well, they do. In Batman Returns, they're not like, I know this mouth.
Not literally, but like isn't that it's like the dialogue which they kind of pick it up from, isn't it?
What it is like in Batman Forever, where Nicole Kidman, who's called like Chase
Meridian.
Oh, Chase Meridian, what a fucking name!
Oh, that's a great name.
She's like got the hots for Batman, and then Val Kilmer ends up like cuckolding himself,
like a meta cuck.
Yeah, and like there's this whole. And because I'm thinking with this, like Spyro gets to kiss Felicia, and he swings off like, yeah. Now things can progress with Felicia, and he's like, oh shit,
no they can't.
No they can't. I can't fucking do anything.
I'll just show them this fucking costume now.
Yeah.
So he's just like, oh, I guess I'm doing this now, which is how the episode ends. It's just like Spider-Man getting some, but well, no, it can't go anywhere because he's still in love with Mary Jane apparently. This is so much dumb bullshit. But yeah, end of the episode.
Parker gave me your note. It said you wanted to see me. What for?
To thank you for rescuing my mother and for always being there for me.
You can't. Hey, wait.
This is the Green Goblin. And what did you make of his entrance into the Spider-Man, the animated universe?
I liked it. Mostly because it, like, I think it brought in a bunch of stuff in the comics that I'll talk about in a bit, in a way that I felt like fit with the show.
Yeah.
For instance, one of the main things being, even though obviously we know, they play it up as like a mystery. They do all the misdirects about the identity. I think quite a lot happens in this episode, but it didn't feel rushed in a way that a lot of these episodes can do.
There's a lot going on, but like it felt like a cohesive story.
And it also, I love the Green Goblin as being this kind of manic villain who is at once like really powerful and on the other hand ends up getting defeated. He doesn't have like this incredible plan like Doc Ock does or something. He's just going to get like fucked up over some insane shit he did. And I kind of think it kind of fits here.
He's like the Wile E. Coyote of superhero villains.
Yeah, and I like the whole thing of Harry kind of being emotionally unstable and everyone worrying about him and then thinking that he's the Green Goblin, and then it turns out he's actually being really smart and pretty much saving the day by like finding the base and letting everyone escape. But yeah, it was actually like a really solid episode, I think. I mean, I also thought like the fights and stuff were cool. I just love the Green Goblin, to be honest. Like every time I see anything with the Green Goblin, I'm like, this should be so stupid. But they just kind of make it work. They just kind of like own the craziness of it.
Yeah. He's sort of like a bit of a Joker thing where, like, the reason he's so dangerous is because he can do fucking anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to go into that.
He's not like a chaos, like, born villain, but he's just like a
Yeah, the thing with like Joker, and like I love Joker, but like in like more modern times, or like from the 90s onwards, maybe they kind of have to go into like Joker being a horrible psychopathic serial killer as well as the other Joker
Agents of
stuff,
Chaos.
which I think works a lot of the time. But like, you know, it's not the only way to do Joker, you know. Whereas like Norman Osborn, obviously, is a psychopath and he kills people and shit like that. But as the Green Goblin, like, he can also just be kind of crazy and dangerous, but it's like, this is harmful to himself and to other people.
Yeah.
And it's not about like, he's not going to go like, you know, string up a bunch of children and kill them horribly, but he's going to do some dumb shit that's probably going to get some people killed.
Yeah. And because he just wanted to at that moment in time. He might try and kill some children, but just like a spur of the moment thing. Like,
Yeah.
motherfucker doesn't have a plan. There's no like subterfuge going on. And yeah, I remember watching this episode when I was way younger and kind of thinking all of this happened in more episodes. Because it goes from like, this Green Goblin, he might be Harry, to, oh, it's Norman Osborn. Much quicker than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's much more drawn out than the comics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, God. I will say that so far, I don't know if it's like a symptom of our general mental health deteriorating, but I've kind of found this season has been solid, but it's not been as like fun as season 2 was or season 1 was.
Well, season 2 was so all over the shop, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was really strong and fun and in parts, and then such nonsense and such boring shit as well.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just like way more solid, like you said, and in a good way.
There's definitely in a good way, but like it's not been as, I haven't been like as blown away as I have been in certain points in 1 and 2 just yet.
I feel like it's a mix between season 2 and 1 in a good way, because they're doing the long storytelling of this is all about, like, you know, sins of the father and everything, but like it's that they're also like these standalone episodes, you know, that well, even though we just came out of 2-part as well, but like these episodes that are like strongly focused on, this is a Green Goblin episode, in the same way that in season 1 you'd have like this is a Mysterio episode, and I kind of like that they're doing that whilst also doing these long overarching plots.
It's like spinning a lot more plates, and I really appreciate that. Before we go into comic book origins, it's time to pick our favourite game.
Yeah. Who's the daddy this week?
Who is that this week?
I think it's kind of obvious this time. Daddy Goblin, right?
Daddy Goblin. The green poplin. The green poplin? No. Yeah, so instead of the fatherhood points, this one's pretty low down the scale. He's a pretty shitty father.
Oh yeah.
He just like died.
He's a shitty father, but he's not as shitty of a father as his Green Goblin alter ego.
Yeah.
It can always be worse.
Yeah. At least he's not actively making people's lives miserable. On the other side of that, like, we saw some good sunning going on.
Yeah. Although at the same time, it's almost like he's like an abused puppy, you know, like he gets treated like shit by his dad. His dad dies. He feels sad about it because he still has this connection to him. His dad comes back and is like, hey, I've solved none of my emotional problems.
In fact, they're worse now.
But I'm going to do one nice thing for you, which is involve you in the business. And because you're so starved for any love, like, you're going to love it.
You're going to jump at the opportunity, even though you're, like, so unqualified for it.
Yeah. Which is, I think, actually, like, a really good way of, like, adapting their relationship and also adapting real-life shitty relationships with fathers and sons.
It kind of develops the dysfunction in a very interesting way. I don't know if we're going to be doing this, but, like, in, like, the Lex kind of daddies we've had so far, how does Norman Osborn rank this episode in daddiness?
In daddiness?
Yeah.
Well, there's all these different kinds of daddies, right? So we've had,
So you got, like,
Mary Jane's dad.
Yeah.
You got Doc Ock being stepdad
Yeah.
and Octobot dad.
Yeah. You got Peter Parker, Spider-Man being, like, the dad to Tiny, the little, like, Mexican girl.
And then Goblin is... I guess he's low ranking, but he's still better than MJ's dad.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
it's a close run thing.
I mean, he's there.
He's there.
And he gave his son a job.
Which may turn out to, like, fuck him over in the long term, but at least in the short term.
Yeah, whereas, like, MJ's dad was shown up by an apparition.
Yeah. The literal Dark Lord of, like, the universe was a better dad to MJ than her actual father.
Yeah. She's, like, fucking speaking to Dormammu and is like, this doesn't feel right because my dad was much shittier than this.
That's literally what's happening. So,
This dark dimension's so much better than my dad's flat.
yeah. I like my dad's new pad, you know? He's really, like, kicked on since he left my mom. He's really, like, got a hold of his life. I'm gonna go with, like, number 5 being MJ's dad, then I want to say number 4. I want to say Norman Osborn. He's not, like...
Yeah,
he's
pretty low.
He's trying, but he's not trying very hard. Number 3 is the unbreakable bond between Dad and Octobot. Mm-hmm. You know? And then... Number 2. Well, how many dads do we have left?
Is Step-Hulk.
Step-Hulk. Octo's stepdad. And him and, like, Spider-Man, how they're kind of trying to get along, not quite managing it, but they're both trying. And finally, we have number 1 dad so far of this season, which is Spider-Man, as he helps Taina to fulfill our last wish, with an assist from Mousy, who is there.
I mean, she's part of the mum list, but we won't be talking about that this season.
No. Who's your mummy is for season 4. Who's your mummy?
Do you want to jump into some comic book origins?
Yeah, let's do comic book origins.
Okay, so the Green Goblin first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man 14 back in 1964 in an issue written by Stan Lee and with art by Steve Ditko. He actually, weirdly enough, when he first appears, he is not on a Goblin glider. And I can't remember if you remember this, because I'm pretty sure I talked to you about this before, but I'm sure other people don't, because it's only one issue. But in his debut issue, he doesn't have a Goblin glider, he has a broomstick.
What?
And I just sent you the image, and for those listening, all these images and stuff will be on the expanded show notes that's on our blog. There's a link to it in the description below on wherever you listen to this podcast. But yeah.
That is stupid as well.
Oh yeah.
It looks dumber than it should do if
Yeah.
you described it to me.
It's basically the Goblin glider, but if you take the wings off and then just sit on that, like, missile.
It looks
basically.
like Dr. Strangelove. It's just...
Yeah, he does look. And as Spider-Man says, the radio report was right. He looks like some sort of Green Goblin.
Which he does.
Yeah. When he first appears, actually, in this issue, he flies up on this broomstick to talk to the Enforcers. Now, have we spoken about the Enforcers before? I can't remember.
If you have, I've forgotten.
Yeah, they turn up in Spectacular Spider-Man, that show, but they definitely turn up here. But basically, they're just like a group of, like, thugs. Like, they're always working for Kingpin and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
There's Montana, who has a cowboy hat and a lasso.
Sure.
He's kind of like Champ in Anchorman.
Whammy! I was imagining, like we said, Montana. I imagined Tony Montana.
Yeah, not far from that either. But there's him, and then there's Ox, who is the brawler. Who's just big, dumb, wears a yellow jumper. I always remember that for some reason.
Yeah.
And then there's like the de facto leader of the group, who's Fancy Dan, who's really small, and he wears like a purple suit, smokes cigarettes, and wears like a trilby and shit.
He sounds like a little pimp.
Yeah, he basically looks like a little pimp, but he's so scummy, that guy.
Like most pimps.
Yeah, but they've already fought Spider-Man at this point, and basically Green Goblin turns up to them, is like, hey, I want to make a deal. They're like, fuck you. They start fighting, but then he starts like shooting like lasers out of his fingers, and they're like, okay, all right, let's talk. And he's like, look, you want to get revenge on Spider-Man? Like, I've got an idea. And they're like, sure, let's go for it. Cut to, this is weird, and I love this. A film producer
Sure.
is ranting at his assistants.
What's this film producer's name? Is it Averard?
No, this guy has got the best fucking name in the world. His name is BJ Cosmos
BJ Cosmos.
of Cosmos Productions. And
This guy sounds very sleazy.
yeah, and he has a mustache.
Of course he got that.
Yeah, and he's very unhappy because they haven't had a hit since they're apparently Oscar-winning The Nameless Thing from the Black Lagoon in the Murky Swamp.
That's one hell of a title.
Yeah. And then at the end of this meeting, he decides that they're going to re-release it as The Unknown Thing from the Black Lagoon in the Murky Swamp.
I would kind of make fun of him, but like he's showing a bit more imagination than today's movie executives.
Yeah. But he's interrupted when Green Goblin just flies in and says, hey, you should make a movie starring me, Spider-Man, and the Enforcers. And the guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he's like, look, I can get Spider-Man there. I'm a Goblin man. This is interesting. Let's do it. And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to make loads of money, even though he does call him a nut.
I mean, he's flying through his window to pitch him a movie.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
pretty nutty.
I mean, it's a bold move. That's how you make moves in Hollywood, I guess.
That's how I sell my screenplay, I guess.
Oh, you're gonna get like arrested very fast if you fly in through a window on a broomstick.
Yeah. I'm like trying to like track down like Bob Iger and be like, hey, take my movie.
So, I don't even work here anymore. Leave me alone. But yeah,
Just read a couple of pages.
as BJ Cosmos points out, Goblin is a nut. He's in fact crazier than a coconut.
Fell of a coconut wagon.
That boy needs therapy.
That boy needs therapy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
This will make sense at some point, I swear, listeners.
Maybe.
Just been listening to a lot of the Avalanches today. Spider-Man hears the report of a Goblin man flying around, so he's like, I'm gonna check that shit out.
Do you ever think Spider-Man's like, no, that sounds too ridiculous for me to want to check out. I've got things to do. Or is he just bored being like, oh, that sounds fucking weird?
Well, this is like an insane run of issues, because I think it was like only like 1 or 2 issues back that he fought Mysterio.
Yeah.
So like a lot of crazy bullshit. I think the next issue is Craven, so all bets are off.
Do you think if like Spider-Man had like a bear loose in New York, he'd go and like fuck up the bear?
He's a teenager, and it's Steve Ditko's dickhead Peter Parker era.
Yeah.
So he is just kind of like,
Jerk ass Peter.
yeah. And the way he reacts to Green Goblin hasn't done anything at this point.
He's just riding around in a broom.
We know he's evil, but he's literally just like flying around, and Spider-Man like just starts attacking him.
It's this close to being a hate crime.
Yeah, and
Green Lives Matter.
and he basically says like, look, I represent BJ Cosmos.
Green Goblin says this.
Yeah, sorry, it just hit me for a second. The Green Goblin says he represents BJ Cosmos of Cosmos Productions and wants Spider-Man to star in a movie.
Yeah.
So he tells him to go to the Ritz Plaza Hotel.
What an insane reaction to getting punched in the face. You want to be in my movie?
And Spider-Man says that, yeah, sure.
Hey, I heard you on the radio. We'll kick your ass. Wait, you want me to be in your movie?
Well,
Shit, why didn't you say so?
The thing is, he wants money, is the thing. Spider-Man wants money. He wants
Spider-Man needs that bread.
But he does say to him, if this is a gag, this is a quote, if this is a gag, you'll be a mighty sorry little goblin. Which is one of the many amazing lines from the Goblin dialogue in this issue.
That's insanity.
He goes to the hotel, he finds BJ, and says, yeah, I'll be in your movie, which is going to be titled The Spider-Man Story. The guy offers him $50,000 for this.
God damn.
Yeah, so he's going to get $50,000 for this, so he accepts because he's like, yeah, I mean, I need some money for my aunt.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, like, Green Goblin is watching from the shadows and, like, laughing about the fact that, like, Spider-Man doesn't know his real motives.
Who gives a shit? He's got $50,000.
And I'll send another photo of, like, the Green Goblin, because I want you to understand, right? Like, Steve Ditko's Green Goblin, I just sent you the image now.
Oh, Jesus.
He is got, like, humongous eyelashes.
He looks like a Disney character.
He's, like, very, like, fairy tale, like, more so than at any other point.
He looks so fucking weird. Like, the second image looks a bit like an evil Mitch McConnell.
Well, I sent you another image, which is like a closer up image of... He's also, like, very camp. And there's another one.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's very much like some kind of, like, old-time, like, Disney movie villain or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very witchy. He's more like a witch, if anything. I mean, he's
like...
literally on a broomstick.
He would be voiced by Kathleen Turner, but, like, late-stage Kathleen Turner. Oh, you want to defeat me, Spider-Man? You want to be in my movie, Spider-Man?
Conveniently enough, JJ sends Peter to the coast because he's like, I want you to take photos of this production because I heard that Spider-Man's going to be there. And this is when Betty comes in to be the worst fucking person in the world. I hate Betty Brant in these early issues so much. I mean, part of it is like pretty sexist writing on the part of Stanley,
yeah.
But also, she's just the worst. She's just like,
She sucks.
gaslighty, like insecure, but like making it Peter's problem, and just it's such an issue all the time. She's the absolute worst, and it's the only thing about these early issues that just I don't like because she's just so annoying.
But it's kind of also super Peter Parker, though. Like, considering he was brought up by Aunt May,
Yeah. This is some Oedipus shit.
Yeah.
You know, he's dating his mother.
He's taking his weird on.
So he says, you should go down to California, where they're shooting this movie. The first thing Betty says is, you look mighty happy, Peter Parker. I suppose you can't wait to meet all those Hollywood beauties. Just because he smiled at being given a job.
I have money now, Betty. Well, you're going to meet some girls. Oh, God.
It's you say that, but that's literally her response to everything. And then he says,
oh, my God.
He said, it gets worse. He says, that's not why I was smiling, Betty. You know how I feel about you. She then walks away from him while saying, that's perfectly all right, Mr. Parker. I don't claim to be as glamorous as those starlets, or that blonde Liz Allen you've been walking home from school with lately, and storms out. Like, literally, he's like, does nothing, and she starts talking shit about the fact that he's friends with another woman. Also, he goes to school with her, you know, it's not like it's free time. No. It's like you walked home from school with this person.
We live around the same area, and we're walking home from school.
Throwing her insecurities out around.
Oh, God.
And then just to...
If you're dating somebody like this, break up with them.
Just to reinforce how much, like, abuse he's getting from the women in his life, Peter then goes back to Aunt May, who then...
Imagine, like, having a problem with your insecure girlfriend and being like, do you know who'll cheer me up? Aunt May.
I don't think he has a choice. It's like his place of business and his home.
Yeah.
He's got nowhere else to go. And if he talks to a girl at school, then like he gets shit from his girlfriend.
Yeah,
so.
And then somehow his aunt will catch wind of it and give him shit.
Yeah.
He's just like henpecked.
He goes to Aunt May and tells her about like, oh, I'm going to go on this trip to take some photos of this movie.
And I'm sure she's super supportive as well.
She says he's too fragile to go. He convinces her, says, don't worry, I'll eat 3 good meals a day and I'll take my allergy pills every morning. And then she says okay, whilst crying.
Oh my God.
Tears going down her street as he like bends over backwards to be allowed to go on this amazing opportunity.
For work.
Which he's also been... So it's your face. Like, Henry looks really distressed.
I've had girlfriends like that,
and
I've had like family members like that, and it's like if Spider-Man didn't have superpowers, he would need therapy powers.
Yeah, I mean, this is like how you make like a Norman Bates superhero.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spider-Man heads down to Hollywood. I mean, you're talking about like a lot happening in this episode, but like a lot happens in these Stanley issues as well. He heads down to Hollywood, he goes to set, and he remarks about how the people they got to play the Enforcers look a lot like the real ones.
Wow.
Because they're just there. Then they head down to New Mexico, where they're
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
They're going to film in the desert. You know, have to like find a spot that hasn't got a camper van where 2 guys are cooking meth.
Yeah.
They're all talking on set. Green Goblin and the Enforcers are like, oh, do you want to rehearse the fight so like no one gets hurt when we actually start filming? He's like, oh yeah, sure. And then they start like fighting. Spider-Man's not really taking it seriously. And then Ox just like punches him in the face and he's like, oh, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, I've been a chump. These guys are actually trying to kill me right now.
Yeah.
Green Goblin is like flying around throwing bombs at him, which should note are not pumpkins.
Just regular bombs.
They're just regular bombs at this point.
Was the director in all this?
I think they went off a bit to do it. You don't see them for the rest of this issue, pretty much. So, yeah, I don't know where the fuck they are, but Spider-Man ends up doing this weird-ass move where he, like, webs the floor and then starts spinning around so he kicks up, like, a dust storm so that he can, like, run away.
That's an actual Pokemon move.
This gets weirder and crazier. So Spider-Man runs into a cave to get away from them.
Sure.
And then when they're in the cave, he's like, I'm a spider, so I've got, like, the element of surprise now. And he starts, like, stealth taking down, like, the Enforcers.
Okay.
But Green Goblin can, like, fly around, though, and starts, like, fighting with him and throwing bombs at him. Throws one bomb, and then out of the smoke from that bomb emerges... Who do you think it's going to be?
Green Goblin?
Someone who I haven't mentioned. Another Marvel character.
Ghost Rider?
The Incredible Hulk!
What?
The Hulk is here now.
Hulk hibernating. Why disturb Hulk in cave?
Literally. So the Hulk, it turns out they were just like incredibly unfortunate because the Hulk was hanging out in this cave.
Wait, the Hulk lives in like Albuquerque now?
Well, he just like jumps around like the deserts of the United States. He literally just like fucks around like
Hulk is the one who knocks.
And then tries to find like holes to hide in, and then like someone fucks his shit up and then he flies away again.
Yeah.
But this time he's like, fuck's sake, everyone's coming after me, trying to capture me all the time. Just like leave me alone. And then Spider-Man replies, capture you? Brother, I don't even want to share the same planet with you.
Yeah.
Which is the first thing he says to the Hulk, which I think is great.
Hulk feelings hurt.
But
Hulk's
doesn't...
not in danger. Hulk is the danger.
But Hulk doesn't believe him and just starts fighting Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like obviously fast, so he dodges it all. But every time he like punches or webs him, like he does nothing because it's the Hulk.
Yeah. Breaks his arm.
The Green Goblin as well, and enforcers like rolled a boulder in front of the entrance to the cave to like trap Spider-Man in there, and he tricks the Hulk into like punching the boulder so that he can get out. And then Green Goblin's like, "Wow, I didn't plan for the Hulk, so I'm gonna get out of here." So he flies off,
Which is the move.
yeah. And then Spider-Man tries to catch him, but he's kind of like worn out from fighting the Hulk. So Green Goblin just like punches him, and he like falls down into this lake. He thinks he's killed him because Spider-Man doesn't come up, but it turns out Spider-Man's hiding under the water from the Hulk until the Hulk leaves. And
Also
then,
the move.
yeah, and then Hulk leaves, so Spider-Man gets out, and then he finds all the unconscious enforcers and webs them up, sees a military helicopter and is like, they can pick up these guys, and then just leaves. And then, cut back to New York. Don't know how Spider-Man got back or, like, you know, what the deal was with the set, but basically he finds BJ again, and BJ's like, yeah, I'm cancelling that movie because everything got fucked up and I'm going to do something else now. And then Spider-Man's like, yeah, can I have my 50 grand? And he's like, oh no, didn't you read the contracts? You only get paid if the picture is finished, so I'll just cover your expenses. Which pretty much for Peter Parker is a win because he didn't lose money.
He got like lunch money.
Yeah, basically. Meanwhile, Green Goblin returns to his base and then Shadow, you know, like, plots revenge, and his identity is a secret. And his identity remains a secret for a long time. He returns again in Amazing Spider-Man 17.
Oh shit. Like three issues afterwards.
Yeah, same year. It's at this point that he has redesigned his jet-powered Goblin glider. There's a Spider-Man fan club launched by Flash, and they have an event. Spider-Man turns up, Johnny Storm is there, and Green Goblin just turns up and starts attacking Spider-Man with his new weapons, which include the pumpkin bombs,
Sure.
but also an electronically charged toy frog, a mechanical bat that emits blinding smoke, and a ghost bomb that looks like a cartoon ghost that makes like a cloud seal around you. And everyone just thinks it's a show, but then Human Torch is like, nah, this is real, and flames on. Human Torch jumps in, starts fighting. And then Spider-Man's meant to be there as Peter, so he's doing like the 2 dates of the prom thing. Oh. So he's like jumping back as Peter Parker, but then ends up fucking everything up because Betty sees him there as Peter Parker talking to Liz Allen. And then he has to leave suddenly, which pisses off Liz Allen. And then he suits up as Spider-Man. But then he overhears someone on the phone being like, oh, a call for Peter Parker? His aunt's had a heart attack and is in hospital?
Oh,
and he's
fuck's
like,
sake.
oh. So he just exits it, and everyone's like, Spider-Man is a coward.
That's why you change back into Peter Parker before you leg it.
Yeah, maybe, but like they just see Spider-Man running away and leaving Human Torch to fight Green Goblin.
To be fair, like the Human Torch will kick the shit out of the Green Goblin.
Well, he doesn't because he uses that ghost bomb and it like puts out his flames.
Oh, she's just like flamed off.
This starts like the first of many coward arcs for Spider-Man, including the next issue, which famously has the Sandman in the background, like destroying shit while Spider-Man hides behind a trash can.
That's the move.
Yep. And then the Amazing Spider-Man 23, Goblin comes back and he's like trying to like take over the gangs. It's like around this time that Norman Osborn comes into the series, but like at first he's just, you can tell it's him because of the hat, but he's not like named, and he's just like around hanging out with JJ because they go to like the same gentleman's club or whatever, but like not a strip club, like the
Make it rain!
like fucking Stonecutters shit.
Okay, so the country club, they're playing like golf together.
Yeah, basically. And then he turns up again in issue 26 and 27 when he returns trying to like unite the gangs. He has this stalemate between this guy called the Crime Master, who also wears a mask, and basically they both know each other's identities and are like trying to work together about like, yeah, if you fuck me up, I'm going to tell everyone who you are.
Yeah.
Harry Osborn is brought in when Peter first goes to college. Mm-hmm. And then it's a little bit later, Norman is named and established as like business owner, like owner of Oscorp, Harry's father. It's this whole thing where Mendel Strom, who was called Wardell in the
Wardell
episode.
Strom.
Yeah, he gets let out of jail. Basically, he's getting revenge on Norman because 10 years earlier, Norman had like fucked him over, cheated him out of his inventions, and like sent him to jail for like something he didn't do.
That tracks.
And Strom is like trying to kill Norman Osborn, but when Spider-Man's trying to stop Strom, like Norman from the shadows just shoots him and kills him. And no one knows.
Strom.
Yeah, kills Strom. Yeah. So no, he doesn't kill Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's dead.
But we know Osborn did it, but like Spider-Man's like, who the fuck was that shooter? Though they've already gone. And before we jump into this next bit, I'm just gonna say that obviously there's this whole thing of like 20, 30 issues of like not knowing who Green Goblin is. And it's this mystery, and obviously, like, everyone's trying to guess who. And I found it really interesting because in some of these, like, early issues, when you look at them on Marvel Unlimited, you can see, like, the letters columns, which were all replied to from Stan Lee. If anyone's reading these issues, I recommend you read the letters because they're really interesting seeing people respond to this stuff at the time, like, after these characters debut. And before they're, like, huge. But also Stan Lee is also, like, quite funny. And he takes the piss out of, like, his own fans quite a lot. But some reactions of Green Goblin. One says, Spider-Man 14 was playing great. The only trouble was the Green Goblin. I'm glad you didn't give him a great deal of gadgets like some other comic villains. But that flying broomstick was too much.
Too much, man.
And Stan's reply was, some help you are, Larry. Too much what? Another one said, on the cover of 14 it states that the Green Goblin is the most sinister, most dangerous foe Spidey's ever fought. Well, you certainly couldn't prove it by the story inside. In my opinion, he doesn't have enough gimmicks. I mean, stun grenades, a flying broomstick, and spark-shooting fingers aren't exactly world-startling. And then Stan's reply is, and Larry claims we use too much gimmicks. Okay, web spinners, let's hear it. More gimmicks or less? Which is funny because then the next issue he comes back with like loads of gimmicky
like all
weapons.
The gimmicks.
But also, I find it funny someone, like, making fun of the fact that they called him Spider-Man's most dangerous foe, given the fact that in 10 years' time or whatever, he's pretty much known as Spider-Man's most dangerous foe.
There's always those kind of funny, like, oh yeah, that's never gonna happen. And
yeah.
You gotta look back at 5 years later, you're like, oh shit.
Another comment says, BJ Cosmos mentions getting a Beetle to play the role of Spider-Man. I feel that a Beetle would have been better for the role of the Hulk.
Which Beetle would have been John Lennon? Well, John Lennon's like the angry, abusive one, so.
Well, yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess he'd jump into that role.
He's already auditioning, he just didn't know it.
God. And another comment says, never before in comic history has there been a supervillain as realistic, weird, different, and as great as the Green Goblin.
Wait, realistic? So how many, like, people do you know flying around a fucking broomstick? What are you talking about?
But if they were to fly around on a broomstick, it would look a little bit like this.
It looks like a flying giant dildo.
Not over. The name fits the character to a T. Steve Ditko draws him as though there were a real goblin to model for him.
This is an insane comment. This is a YouTube-like comment.
Other than I haven't got any more comments, but I picked out a lot of these fans would like make guesses on who the Green Goblin was.
Okay.
And some of their guesses, they're all insane. The most insane ones being J. Jonah Jameson, split personality of Doctor Doom. And my personal favourite, BJ Cosmos. Because they're like, well, we never saw them together, even though we literally did.
He sold him the idea for the movie. God damn it.
But
also, let's go back to the Doctor Doom thing. What?
Yeah, I mean...
Evil King of Latveria has a split personality where he changes out of his indestructible costume to play as a goblin flying on a broomstick.
Yeah, I don't know. But other suggestions was Frederick Foswell, who jokes on them, he turned out to be the Crime Master, and Vulture or Mysterio in disguise, which sounds crazy at first, but then you're like, wait, Mysterio had only appeared in one issue at this point, and Quentin Beck created Mysterio to be a fake superhero to destroy Spider-Man, so maybe he would create another alter ego to destroy Spider-Man that has like gadgets and shit. So I could see how someone could think it would be Quentin Beck.
But the Vulture doesn't make sense because the Vulture can actually fly. And he's like downgrading the flying equipment.
Yeah, but again, it is flying equipment, so you could be like, a gadget guy who can fly. Maybe he creates different gadgets, but like, yeah, it's a lot of effort to go through when you've already got it.
It's like trading in your Big Mac for a Rustler's burger.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, going back into the issue where they actually reveal the identity is in The Amazing Spider-Man 39 in 1966.
Cool.
Green Goblin, basically, he employs some guys to pull off this robbery to attract Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. They're given this weapon by him where they just gas Spider-Man. But Spider-Man's like, oh, that did nothing, and just takes them out.
Yeah.
But it turns out Green Goblin is secretly watching him because that gas dulls his senses and turns off his spider sense. And then he just follows Spider-Man around until Spider-Man goes into an alley and gets changed.
Into Peter Parker.
Yeah. Green Goblin just watches him get changed and sees that who he is, but doesn't recognize him. He's just like, oh, he's just a teenager that I'm watching getting undressed.
Yeah. It's a good thing I'm already a super fan, because this is super illegal.
There's more undressing to come.
Oh, great.
And then he follows him to the Bugle, hears someone call him Peter Parker. He follows him home back to Queens, and then when he's outside of his house, he attacks him and like wraps a wire around him like he does with Kingpin, flies off with him.
Oh, like in the movie a bit.
When does that happen in the movie?
When, like, just before, like, the final fight.
Oh yeah, I guess so, yeah. But like he's Peter Parker, but
Yeah.
he's got the Spider-Man costume underneath. I'll send you a photo of it because it's like quite a famous image.
I might have seen it. Also, I love in this BJ Cosmo image how sick of Green Goblin's shit he already is.
That's not BJ Cosmos.
Who's that? Is that
I think
fucking
it's just
Fancy
a-
Dan?
No, that looks a little bit like a Fancy Dan. Just for the record, Fancy Dan is in one of the earlier images I showed you. He's wearing green.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's really small.
Good lord. Looks like a tiny Orson Welles.
I'll send you a photo of BJ Cosmos. He looks great. Yeah, that's not BJ Wells. BJ Cosmos. Not. I'm getting confused because I'm thinking of Orson Welles for some reason. Who is a lot more talented than BJ Novak.
Oh god, he looks like... Dear lord. He looks like John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell like smushed together.
But anyway, I'll send you this image. This is the front cover of Amazing Spider-Man 39, which has...
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, which has Green Goblin flying with like rope tied around Peter, whose civilian costume's like frayed to show the Spider-Man costume underneath.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like a real like everything is fucked scenario
Oh,
because
yeah.
the thing that he's been monologuing about his fears last 39 issues has actually happened.
Someone's actually found out who he is.
Yeah, and they've attacked him right outside his aunt's house.
Why are his clothes ripped so easily?
They fight a bit before he captures him.
Okay,
He like throws bombs and shit at him.
right.
Which I guess are less durable than the Spider-Man costume. Otherwise, he'd be like naked all the time.
Yeah.
He then ties him up to this chair, and he's like, "I'm going to kill you, but before I kill you, I'm going to show you who I am because you're not going to live to tell anyone about
Oh
it."
no, classic Bond villain mistake.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that kind of thing going on. I'll send you an image. This is also a famous image of him unmasking to a shot to Peter Parker.
Take a look, Parker. A good long look. It's the last face Spider-Man will ever see. It's the real face of the Green Goblin, the face of Norman Osborn.
Interesting thing that I think is often forgotten is that they don't really know each other.
He's kind of some guy.
He doesn't have that whole like, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah.
So it's just more like, oh, I know you. You're like that businessman who's Harry's dad.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you know Harry? Freaks out a bit and is like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You're not gonna tell him anything. That's the end of that issue. But the next issue is this as a cover, which is Spider-Man stood over the Green Goblin who's defeated on the floor with like a fire behind him.
Oh shit. Wait, what's that in the background? Is that the glider?
Yeah, it's the glider. And basically in this issue, he gets Norman to monologue so that he'll have time to like break out. So he does, like you said, he did the whole Bond villain mistake by like monologuing about everything. But that's when he describes like his origin. And there's a really interesting bit where he talks about how he had to balance being a good father with being a good businessman.
He's a good businessman.
Anyway,
I hope he's a good businessman.
well, he's a better businessman in this than he is in the animated series.
Better businessman than he is a father.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that they've got this narration of him talking about how it was hard to do this, but I made it work, and then the images are like contradicting what he's saying, which is a really interesting like writing touch.
Yeah,
because it's like him saying about like how I still made time for Harry by like taking him to games and spending time with him, and then it will be like him on a business call or like saying shut up, I'm trying to watch the game, and like whatever the thing is of like clearly Harry being neglected, or like him buying shit for Harry and Harry being like, can we talk, and he's like, nope, gotta go. Just shitty father.
Yeah.
And he wrongly accused Strom of stealing money from the company, which is what got him arrested. He then went through Strom's notes and experimented with them himself. Mm-hmm. And Harry came in and he was like, fuck you, leave. I got to spend time with this which is another element of like the insanity with him, is that he's like, oh, thank God I didn't pay attention to Harry, because then everything blew up in my face and I got to become this, which is clearly amazing.
Sure, that's some insane, like, backward logic. I'm here for it.
Basically it all blows up in his face. He comes out of this explosion. He has to go into surgery because he got all fucked up. Barely saved by insurgents who told him that he was brain damaged from the explosion, but he's like, they were just fools. I've become really smart and awesome.
A very stable genius.
Yeah, exactly. Very stable goblin. Indeed.
Yeah.
But basically, he is kind of like, the explosion made him really strong, and it did make him smart, but as we know, it did make him completely insane.
Yeah. Swings and roundabouts.
But he thinks the insanity is like awesome. An interesting note here is like way in the future, past the point where Harry finds out that his father was the Green Goblin and everything, Harry actually reveals that because his father had neglected him and he was feeling resentful, he actually fucked with the chemicals before the explosion. So it was actually Harry's fault, which is another reason why Harry's beyond mentally fucked up, because he is kind of responsible for all the shit that happened to his dad.
Yeah.
Whenever like Peter mentions Harry, he starts like coming back to the Norman Osborn, like happened in the episode. But then he comes sort of back to Goblin, and he talks about how he like decided he was going to become a Green Goblin, like become a crime lord, because that's a very stable, genius thing to do.
Yeah.
And then he talks about the costume, and then he very like offhand says, and so I picked a costume, you know, Goblin because they're scary, and green because it's my favourite colour. That's the genuine reason.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, it's great. Like, he just likes the colour green.
You know, it's a nice colour. It's not really a scary colour, it's just... So what's the deal with, like, the hat and, like, the purple elements? And also the handbag.
Goblin? He's a goblin?
Sure.
He's got to have somewhere to, like, put all the bombs and shit in.
But, like...
He's not like Link. He can't, like, just, like, shove, like, all these swords and hammers up his own ass.
Maybe it's in the glider, or like a utility belt, but he's got like an actual handbag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. This is what I'm talking about. This character is so ridiculous, but like it works somehow.
This should be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Imagine getting like your identity revealed by this asshole.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, this guy's my greatest villain. He's beating me with his purse.
There's an interesting thing with the Green Goblin. Like, I don't know whether in general people really loved him from the start and that's why they kept bringing him back. But part of me thinks that, like, Stan Lee just really liked him and that's why they kept pushing him.
I kind of think it's out of spite. They were like, oh, you don't like him, do you?
Yeah,
Fuck all of you little 8-year-old boys.
From that original appearance, apart from the fact his identity was a secret, it could be Mysterio who fucks up Spider-Man and finds out his identity and becomes the biggest villain, you know?
Just this crazy person.
Yeah, it's just one of those crazy assholes becomes like an incredibly good villain.
Yeah.
But basically, he gets him talking long enough that he gets the strength back, he bursts out, gets into his Spider-Man clothes, which he's already really in. I guess he just like rips his shirt more.
Yeah.
And then they have a fight. Goblin fires his Goblin cannon at him, which is a massive cannon.
Sure.
And then it like ignites some chemicals.
Sure.
And then he's kicked into some wires and he gets like electrocuted.
Sure.
You put too much energy into your shores too early. Because then he gets amnesia from the electrocution. And when he talks to Spider-Man, he's like, what the hell is going on? Where am I? And then he talks about Harry and he thinks that Harry's in high school. And then Spider-Man's like, oh, he must have forgotten the last few years of his life.
The electricity shocked the memories out of his brain.
Yeah, I mean, this is 60s comics, this is soap opera shit, but yeah, got some amnesia. I mean, we had amnesia in this TV show.
Yeah, but like...
Twice! Wait, no, amnesia count is at 2.
Oh yeah,
completely forgot we had the amnesia counter.
Yeah. Is that 2? Well, at least 2, right?
Ding ding. Wait, no, what other amnesia did we have?
We've got like Peter Parker's amnesia.
Yeah.
We've got...
Norman Osborn.
Yeah. There must be a third amnesia. Am I making that up?
No, I'm pretty sure the amnesia count was at 1 last time. But basically, he has forgotten the last few years, and Peter believes him because his spider sense isn't going off anymore. He's like, oh, this guy isn't dangerous. Norman passes out, and this is when we get our second undressing, because Spider-Man just like takes all his clothes off, finds a suit, like presumably while this fire is going on, he finds a suit and then puts Norman in it.
Just, like, pats out the flame on the shoulder.
Yeah. He gets the goblin costume and throws it into the fire. And then he helps Norman out when everyone's like, what the fuck happened? He's like, oh, Norman helped me destroy the Green Goblin. Green Goblin's dead. And they're like, wait, we have some questions. He's like, bye.
Yep.
And leaves.
No, you don't.
And that's the kind of thing that they adapted a little bit in this, where like they have the fight and then something happens and
Norman comes back out and
yeah,
the goblin goes into his goblin hole.
Yeah, so that boy needs therapy.
That boy does indeed need therapy. That boy's dad needs therapy.
Yeah, everyone needs therapy.
Peter needs therapy.
But yeah, so I would go further, but like we got more Green Goblin to come, and there's a lot of fucking Green Goblin history. But this is like the first big part of the Green Goblin arc, which, as we discussed in the night that Gwen Stacy died Patreon episode, which you could find on our Patreon, link is below.
Yeah, patreon.com/that90sSM show.
Yeah, we talk about the night that Gwen Stacy died, which is of course about like Norman coming back out of this amnesia and like the stress putting him into this place where the Green Goblin comes out of his goblin hole and decides, I'm gonna ruin Peter Parker's life. And then he decides he's gonna continue ruining Peter Parker's life for the rest of comic book history.
Yep, that's just his deal now. He's just like, fuck this one teenage boy.
Basically, yeah.
I love the pettiness of like a grown man being like, yeah, fuck this kid.
And it also starts off with trying to trick him into like starring in a movie.
That's one hell of a story arc.
Yeah.
That is the Green Goblin. As sane as I thought he would be. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing that brings us to the end of the comic book origin.
Yeah, and the end of our 50th episode spectacular.
Oh yeah, it's been 50 episodes. We'd like to say thank you for continuing to listen to this bullshit.
Yeah, if you have made it this far, or if you're just starting here for some reason, why not give us a little rating?
Or just like holler at us on Twitter.
Yeah, all of those social media stuff is in a link below.
Absolutely.
If you want to look at those comic panels, head over to the blog, because I waste a lot of time posting together.
You put a lot of like effort into it, and it's almost for nothing. But with your help, it can be a bit less for nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of our half century of podcast episodes. Next time, we'll be talking about Spider-Man animated series, because that's what the podcast is about. Any last words, Jack?
Everybody deserves and can benefit from therapy, including goblins.
Especially goblins.
That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy. Purely psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy. Lying down on the couch.
What does that mean?
You're a nut.
You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean?
That boy needs therapy.
I'm gonna kill you.
That boy needs therapy.
Granny Gazoo, let's have it, you. Now when I count 3.
That boy needs therapy.
He was white as a sheet.
And he also made false teeth.